plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. But of course, the NDP is keeping this costly Prime Minister in office for another year and a half while people starve and are forced to live in tents. Those Canadians who've been able to hold on to their homes, they can't afford a vacation, but maybe a staycation. So we're asking today that the Prime Minister vote for a motion we will introduce tomorrow, which will give Canadians a 35-cent a litre gas tax break until Labor Day. Will the Prime Minister axe the taxes so Canadians can have a staycation?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservative Party is proposing to eliminate the Canada carbon rebate. This is a rebate that arrives 4 times a year in the pockets of Canadian families that, according to experts, economists, and the Parliamentary Budget Officer, puts more money in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadian families in the jurisdictions in which it applies. This is more money in people's pockets while we fight climate change with the most effective plan against climate change Canada has ever seen. This is what the Conservative leader continues to rally against: affordability and climate fight.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Of course, the Prime Minister is doing neither. After 9 years, the NDP Liberal Prime Minister is not worth the cost, and neither is his carbon tax, which the Parliamentary Budget Officer finds costs more to 60% of Canadians than they get back in phony rebates. Mr. Speaker, going into the summer, the Prime Minister plans to hike taxes again. Canadians need a break now more than ever. Can he put aside his wacko ideology long enough to give Canadians a break by axing all the taxes on fuel for summer vacation?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's not ideology to understand that fighting climate change and growing the economy while putting money in people's pockets is a good thing, because that's exactly what this government has done. Excluding the pandemic, our emissions are now the lowest they've been in 25 years because of our plan that prices pollution and puts more money back in the pockets out of 8 of 10 Canadian families. The fact that he refuses to understand that you don't have a plan for the economy if you don't have a plan to fight climate change is yet another proof of the fact that his approach is not going to succeed for Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, he ranks 62nd out of 67 countries on fighting climate change. This after he's brought in a 17-cent a litre carbon tax, a tax that he wants to nearly quadruple up to 61 cents a litre if, God forbid, he's ever elected. We have 2 million people lined up at food banks, a quarter of Canadians skipping meals because they can't afford food. 1 in 4 adults missing meals so they can feed their kids. For God's sakes, why won't he give Canadians a summer vacation from all his taxes and accept our common sense plan?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
The Conservative leader isn't focused on affordability. He's focused on ending action on climate change. If he was so concerned about the price of gas, he'd have a conversation with his friend, the Premier of Alberta, who just raised the gas tax by 13 cents a litre. Experts agree, including Premier Smith, that Canadians receive back more money from the Canada carbon rebate than they pay with the price on pollution. We are putting a price on pollution and putting more money back in the pockets of the middle class and people working hard to join it. That is joining the efforts we're doing on affordability, like dental care, like support for childcare, and support middle class.
The Honourable Member for St. John's East.